Greetings, fellow children in time and space. It's your host, TheAmariaShadow, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back once again to some more of Ace Attorney Investigations. We're going to continue right where we last left off in the last live stream. We had made it to the next portion of Episode 3, Turnabout Legacy. And I believe, from how the episode ended the last time, we're going to be heading back into the present day to try and collect more information on the incident that we're dealing with this time around. So without further ado, let's get started right away today's adventure and see what's in store for us. Along see! April 2nd, 2:10 p.m. Zodiac Hall, Fountain Room. And that's pretty much how things went down. Those are the facts of IS-7, as far as I'm concerned. I'm finally learning the truth about my father's last case. So what happened at the trial? Well, we lost. Von Karma did a real number on us. Really? You can prove that Mr. Tangaroa was innocent? Oh, we could prove it all right. Had a decent little pile of evidence in our favor. Problem was, we underestimated Von Karma. He fought even dirtier than we feared. I can imagine. Secure a conviction at all costs. That was always his guiding principle. Yeah, ain't that the truth? Anywho, the trial dragged on and on. The whole thing took about a year in the end. I'll never forget the day the verdict came down. December 28th that following year. It's April now, so... Ooh, mama, we're talking over 17 years ago. Time sure does fly, huh? December 28th. I was there that day 17 years ago, sitting in the courtroom gallery. Just before the trial got started, Gregory noticed that Samson was looking even worse than usual. Turns out the poor guy had finally reached his limit. It was so bad, he even said he wanted to be found guilty. Wait, you mean they forced confession out of him? Yeah. Von Karma got what he'd been pushing for from the very beginning. And when Gregory tried to drop the bombshell about there being no body to speak of, he learned that Von Karma had used the power of the police to head him off at the pass. He even had himself a fake autopsy report, but that wasn't the end of it. Von Karma had gotten Samson to falsely testify against himself to being an accessory to murder in court. Combined with his confession, the poor guy's goose was well and truly cooked. Gregory still had his ace in the hole, though. The same ace he asked Detective Bad to help him with? Exactamundo. He knew he needed one last card to play if they squeezed out confession out of Samson, so he had Bad record all of Samson's interrogations. I guess Detective Bad really wanted to know the truth too, huh? We all did, but he was a trooper. Stayed with the case even after Von Karma took him off of it. He was tied up in some other big case too. Good old Bad, they don't make him like that anymore. Anyway, Gregory presented the recordings as proof that Samson's confession was coerced. And you know what? It almost worked. A cop named Ian Seidman got fired. Samson's interrogator and the initial detective before Bad, he took the fall for pretty much the whole thing. Von Karma didn't get away scot-free. In fact, he was disciplined by the chief prosecutor for the one and only time in his 40-year career. Still, Samson himself couldn't stomach another day in court. So when that guilty verdict came down, it didn't just signal the end of that day, but of the whole sad affair. I don't remember a lot myself, but my father's face when they declared Mr. Tangaroa guilty. I was a young child at the time, but even I could tell how much he was hurting inside. Gregory wanted to appeal the ruling, of course. He would have done anything to clear Samson's name. But then, well, you know what happened next. Poor guy, he never got the chance. I should have left with him that day. I'll always blame myself for not doing that. But I shoved that aside and obsessed over something else instead. Or rather, someone else. I hated what you did. Hated you for choosing to stick with Von Karma. I hope you can forgive me. No, you had every right to hate me. I went on to become a prosecutor as planned, and that's when Mr. Von Karma showed me this case file. According to these records, Mr. Tangaroa was convicted as the main culprit in Mr. Frost's murder. Nope, that's not right. Samson was convicted as an accessory to murder. Strange. The file clearly states that he was the perpetrator. Plus, I'm fairly certain that all of Mr. Von Karma's cases were successfully solved. Mind if I take a peek at those? This file's been doctored. The part about the verdict has been changed. What?! Here, feast your peepers at this. Suspect data. Samson Tangaroa, age 39, organizer of confectionery contest. The victim's body was found inside one of his creations, leading to his arrest. While in detention, Tangaroa discovered that he had a taste disorder, which was subsequently cured via medication. Verdict: convicted as an accomplice based on his confession. Convicted as an accomplice? That's a copy of the file they have on record at the courthouse. Then why is my copy so different? Well, you said it came from Von Karma, yeah? I guess is he didn't want Gregory's son thinking there was a murderer out there still at large. Didn't want you looking into it again before the statute of limitations was up. So everything I believed about the case was a lie? Like they say, we all gotta start somewhere. What's important is you know what's what now. The statute of limitations may have run out, but the truth's still out there, you know? I inherited Samson's case when your old man passed. The prosecution handed it off to somebody else, too. The great Von Karma wasn't going to bother facing off against a rookie like me, was he? Anyway, long story short, the killer was never found, and Samson was found guilty instead. That's terrible! Is there really nothing we could do to help him? Not without the real perp, I'm afraid. Until then, his confession stands. Speaking of which, I didn't find out until after the verdict had been handed down, but Von Karma had threatened Samson and made him a deal. Told him if he didn't confess, he'd make sure Judy was convicted instead. How could he? Samson knew there was no way Judy could have done it, of course, but he wasn't going to take any chances, so he did what he was told and confessed to keep her safe. Now, riddle me this, Mousy boy. Why do you think your Uncle Eddie just happened to be in the prison the day Bronco Knight died? Ah, that's right! You were there to see Mr. Tangaroa. Bingo! Judy and I both promised we'd visit him every day. I didn't quite keep that promise, but Judy did. She never missed one visit in all these years. Come rain or shine, she always showed up. But none of that changes the fact that Samson is still being unduly punished day after day. How heartbreaking! We've got to do something, Mr. Fender. Well, kiddo, that's actually why we came here. The ice sculptures are back on display, just like they were all those years ago. And we're going to see what we can find out. Right, Malzarino? I'm a prosecutor, Fender. I don't look at these things in the same way as you or my father. Miles, but that doesn't matter right now. Speaking not as a prosecutor, but as Miles Edgeworth, I want to know the truth behind both of these cases. And I'm not leaving until I do. You really are old Gregory's son, through and through. Alrighty then, now that that's sorted, we can really get to work. Good thing I brought the S7 case file and evidence with me today, huh? Here, documents first. Who doesn't love paperwork, am I right? The parts of red ink are my annotations. IS7 incident case file, data updated in my organizer. Thank you, Fender. And here's some evidence for you. Enjoy! There's quite a few, so I'd take a minute to scope through them out if I were you. Small amount of evidence from the IS7 incident received by Fender. Yes, I see. I'll take a look at them in a bit. You know, our current case is just full of loose threads too, come to think of it. Indeed. The key players of that incident 18 years ago who just happened to get caught up in another incident. The ice sculptures in the winter wings that are perfect replicas of the ones from 18 years ago. The poison gas attack in the autumn wing, which has been disguised to look like the winter wing. The two chemicals that were found inside the Pisces statue's display case, ubiquitous and asphyxion, a form of poisonous gas when mixed together. The victim of the gas attack, Camilla Gusto, who is no stranger to the events of 18 years ago, and who is still unconscious and undergoing treatment in the medical room. And finally, comes to the body floating face down in the fountain. And the fact that the ice sculptures have melted, just as they did all those years ago. The events of the present day would appear to be intimately linked with the events of the past, which means they may be able to help us learn more about what happened 18 years ago. Sounds good to me. Let's get investigating.
Objection!
Ah! Oh, no you don't! Are you forgetting somebody? I could have sworn this is my investigation. Eustace is quite right. I do hope you aren't intending to obstruct him in his duties, Mr. Edgeworth. I would hate to have to add a guilty to my report to the committee. What am I guilty of now? Of course not. I am simply offering once again to do what I can to help with this investigation. Your offer is duly noted, and duly declined. Oof, she isn't pulling any punches. The identity of the body from the fountain is currently being ascertained. It is only a matter of time until we have all the information we need. Perhaps I can help you speed that process along. I think I have an idea of who our mystery victim might be. What? Really? You have to tell me. It's the law. Very well. Hi. Maybe it isn't just the ice sculptures that have resurfaced after 18 years. The body in the fountain may also be a visitor from the past. No way, it can't be, right? Impossible! How would his body be still intact after 17 years? It would have decomposed by now! Unless it was frozen. Could it be possible that they were frozen in the ice sculpture?
Take that!
I believe the body in the fountain is that of the man who was murdered here 18 years ago, Mr. Artie Frost. What? You're saying that was poor Chillywinks? Wait, who the heck is Chillywinks? Or Artie, or whoever it is you're talking about? Artie Frost was a famous sculptor, Eustace, although he's better known as Paul Halik. The sculptures on display here are all his works. No way! Sounds like he did well for himself. Always good to encounter a fellow winner. Mr. Frost was also the victim in the IS-7 incident. Judge Cavell knows about the IS-7 incident? Mr. Edgeworth, the IS-7 incident is an 18-year-old case. And according to police records, the victim's body was recovered and an autopsy duly carried out. Sure, that's what the records say, but the records can't always be trusted. What are you insinuating? That while the records say stuff like body totally recovered, the defense back then begged to differ. Not that it stopped the prosecution from shutting them down hard, of course. Yeah, this is Winter. What? Really? What is it, Eustace? The body. We've got an ID. Some sculptor Nick called Frost or something, so I guess Edgeworth called it. Goddess of Justice! So my father's deductions were right all along. Well, Judge Cavell, I'd say this changes things, wouldn't you? Perhaps now you'll admit that I might be used to this case. More than a certain junior prosecutor, anyway. No fair! You're trying to steal the win! I'm doing no such thing. All I want is to uncover the truth. If we're going to get to the bottom of what happened here, we'll need to work together. We do not need to do anything, and you do not need to know the truth. This case is none of your concern.
Objection!
Whoa there, Judge G. I think you might be wrong about that. Another of your interruptions, Mr. Fender? Yep, see? I was on the defense team for IS-7, so this case is very much my concern. I was one of the pesky kids pushing the theory that the body had actually gone missing. The prosecutor at the time may have brushed us off, but you can't deny the testimony of your eyes. Or to put it a little more bluntly, the prosecution's case was rotten from the ground up. When there's been a miscarriage of justice caused by the prosecution, it's the committee's job to fix it, no? And who better to help you unpick the mess than someone who was there at the time? Unless you have an ulterior motive. Judge Cavell seems to know the facts of the IS-7 incident in some detail, in which case I suspect she must be here on the committee's behalf. Her connection to the case is noted, Mr. Fender, but I fail to see how it concerns Mr. Edgeworth. He's the son of the original defense attorney, and a protege of the case's lead prosecutor. And if that's not enough for you, he was at the trial, too. I think it's just possible he might have a little something to bring to the table, don't you? Very well. You may both assist in the investigation, but only if you refrain from interfering with the work of others. The Winter Wing is off limits for now. This room, however, is all yours. Alrighty. Great to hear we're on the same wavelength, G. Why don't we bring it in to show we're all on the side of justice? Do not test me, Mr. Fender. Your permission to investigate can be revoked at any time. We noted, Your Honor. This is a turn up for the books, huh, Milesy? We get to do our thing after all. Thanks to your immeasurable help as always. No sweat. Besides, I was mostly doing it for me. Okay, I'll be investigating my own thing, so just holler if you find something interesting. I will. Well, okay, shall we? Heck yeah, let the investigation commence! We're still unclear on two key facts. How Mr. Frost's body came to be where we found it, and the source of the ubiquium. You're right, we need some more intel. Indeed, let's focus on the ubiquium first and foremost. It's used in stuff like dish soap and paint, right? Correct, it's also bright red in color and has a distinctive minty fragrance. Okay, sounds like we know what we're looking for. Okay. Miss Bound's tea set is laid out neatly on the serving cart. The pamphlet says the gallery is famous for its tea. Understandably so. The cup we were given was delicious. Looks like all this stuff was designed by Mr. Frost. Interesting. In that case, I think we'd better take a closer look. How about the teapot then? This dishware was made by Artie Frost. It looks very fancy. Oh, it is. I'm willing to bet that this set can fetch something in the thousands of dollars. So let's try not to touch any of it unless we absolutely have to. Whoa, this stuff's really worth that much? Stop it, Kay. I can see your eyes lighting up. Miss Bound must really be a fan of Mr. Frost, like Fender said, to still have this. Hey, Edgy! What is it? You be careful with that teapot, you hear? Why is Larry so concerned all of a sudden? Honored guests. I could pour you a cup if you like. Miss Bound. Oh, Judy! I'm good, thanks. No tea for me. You two knock yourselves out. Thank you for the offer. Yes, why not? A quick break won't hurt. 2 cups, coming right up. This smells great! Wow, it tastes even better than it smells. What type of tea is this, Mr. Edgeworth? It's Ceylon, I believe. It's usually identifiable by its citrus aroma, but... Miss Bound, is this the same blend you served this morning? Why, yes. Is it alright? There isn't anything wrong with it, is there? Oh no, not at all. It's just that the cup you gave me earlier had a slightly different aroma. Really? That's odd. I used the exact same blend both times. I can't see what could account for the difference. Hey, what's the big idea? Quit being mean about Judy's tea, will you? Oh my god, Larry, shut up! What's gotten under your skin, Larry? Nothing, you're just rude, that's all. Don't even try to call me by the right name. It's Maurice Donham, dang it! You know what? I'm done. I'm not talking to you anymore. that was childish, even for him. Wow, what happened there? Let's ask him about it later, shall we? Talking to Miss Bout is more of a priority right now. We may not have any evidence to prove that she's the culprit, but it does seem likely that the poison gas was her doing. Wait, why is there a tea stain here? On the color and aroma, I say this is a puddle of spilt tea. And look, there's a small chunk of ceramic in it. I guess somebody must have broke something. I know that insignia, and a certain high-strung somebody just might know a little something too. Larry! I'm going to keep this simple, Larry. You're hiding something, so just tell me what it is. Whoa, quit it with the glare off, you two. It's weird. Now, come on, Kay. You know me better than that. I wasn't staring. I was struck by an idea for a picture. Now, Edgy, he was glaring. Yes, and I'll keep glaring at you until you tell us what it is you're hiding. Quit it! I already told you I'm not talking to you anymore. You're talking to me right now. I mean, from now on, I'm not talking to you ever again, starting now. Getting nowhere. I suppose I'll have to figure out what he's hiding first before I can get the whole truth out of him. Would you mind taking a look at this for me, Larry? Why would you show me that? Tell me, what is it about Miss Bout's tea set that's got you so agitated? Won't tell me, then perhaps you'd prefer to explain it to Judge Gazelle. Wait! Don't make me look bad in front of Verity! She thinks I'm a sensible, cool, clean-cut guy! I want her to see the real me, the real low-down, dirty me. I'm not so sure anybody here thinks you're particularly clean-cut, Larry. If you don't want her to think badly of you, the best thing you do is talk to me. Alright, I'll talk. Alright, Larry. Enough is enough. Now confess! Is there any way to treat your best friend, Edgy? Is there any way for you to treat yours? By lying to him? Hiding things? I get the picture already, so stop glaring at me like that. I'll tell you everything, okay? Earlier, I thought Verity might like a cup of tea, so I went to pour one for her. But I got distracted and my hand slipped in. Smash! I broke the teapot. A priceless work of art. It's in pieces because of me. No words exist to describe how far away I saw this coming from. Ouch, you really messed up this time, Louise. See, Edgy, everyone's going to think less of me now. Judy's never going to forgive me for this. Crying to me won't do you any good. I think you need to apologize to Miss Bout. My teapot? I see. I'm sorry, Judy. I'm so sorry. I don't have any money, but I'll paint your portrait. I'll paint you 50 portraits. Please, Mr. Donham, it's really me who should be apologizing. How could I have failed to notice that there were broken pieces of ceramics on the floor? Somebody could have been hurt. Here, let me make sure that's safely disposed of. The teapot in question was designed by Artie Frost, right? I understand it was something you've long treasured. You must be upset. Oh, I am. But of course, all things break eventually. And as luck would have it, I have another identical teapot. It's far from the end of the world. Is she less attached to Mr. Frost's work than she used to be? I can't believe this, Judy. You're the sweetest, the kindest. Huh. This other teapot you're talking about, it's the one sitting on top of the cart right now, right? What do you mean? Yeah, so when I smashed the first one, I tried to hide the pieces in the bottom of the cart. And that's when I saw that other pot under there, so I took it out and basically switched the two pots. Oh, I see. Yep, and that's everything I have to tell you. I'll be extra careful not to break the other one, I promise. You have no shame whatsoever, do you? I'm sorry. It's really quite alright. Thank you for being so honest. See, Edgy, isn't Judy the absolute best? I trust she won't take advantage of her kindness and will make amends somehow. I sure will. Once I make it as an artist, I'm going to give her one of my paintings. She was one of my models, after all. It's only fair. At this rate, I suspect he's likely to make more trouble than amends. Don't you think it would be better for you to keep out of her way for a very long while? Oh, but I will be keeping out of her way, because I sketched her and the others already. Her and the others? Keen to see my work, huh? Yeah, I drew a few great sketches of some ravishing beauties. Want to see? Interested in Larissa's ravishing beauties, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm afraid you greatly misjudged, Kay. I simply wish to see if Larry has captured any unusual details this time, too. Unusual details? Nothing's unusual about these. They're my best work yet! Really? Now I want to see them, too. Aw, you're a sweetheart, Kay. Alright, let me dig them out for you. Give me a sec, okay? I suppose we might as well take a look. So, these sketches of yours. Seriously, Edgy? If you want to check out my art, you should have just said so from the get-go! Here, feast your eyes on this. What am I looking at here? I told you already, ravishing beauties. Just a few of the fair faces that have caught my eye since I've been here, you know? There's Verity and Judy and, somebody else. Why did you draw them all on the same page? Well, I meant to draw the room at first, just something to pass the time. And then I saw one beauty and another, and, well, I just scribbled them all down as I went. So these were all drawn at different times? Huh? Oh, yeah, I guess. I did one of you too, Kay. You're on a different page, though. Wow, you did? I'm flattered. Now, true to life are these sketches. Did you only draw what you actually saw? Of course, you think I draw things I can't see? Like using my imagination? Nope, these are 100% true to life, right down to the exact shade of each color. So the colors are accurate. Interesting. Much as it pains me to admit it, Larry may have provided me with a useful piece of evidence yet again. The serving car in the sketch, for example. If I compare it to the one here in the room, there's a clear contradiction between the two. I think a little deduction is in order. Could I borrow this page for a while, Larry? Sure thing! You want me to sign it for you? Just the page, please. Wait, something different? The color of the cloth. Larry, can I ask you something about your sketches? Fascinated by the work of the great Laurice Stoneham, huh? It's the composition, right? Not exactly. This light blue tablecloth. You painted that exactly as you saw it, correct? I already told you. Everything is exactly as I saw it. But the tablecloth for the card here in this room is white. Wow. Your head's so full of crazy theories, the simple stuff just passes you right by, huh? What's that look for? Listen, just before I drew that sketch, I was in the middle of some business with the cart with the tea set on it, okay? What kind of business? That's right, it was the hiding the piece of the teapot I smashed kind. Hello, Nom. Welcome to the, live stream. There's nothing to boast about. Anyway, I was still in the middle of cleaning it all up when Judy came out of the winter wing. I didn't want to get busted for breaking the pot, so I quickly dove out of sight. Oh, Phenom. Gotcha. Why no one? Why no one watching? Most of my subscribers are school students, so everyone's at school, sadly. Wait, Miss Bound came out of the winter wing? Yeah, she was pushing a cart. A different one. That's the one with the light blue tablecloth on it that I drew.
And what did she do with the second serving cart? Well, I saw her wheel it into the summer wing, but I don't know what happened to it after that. When she came back out, she was pushing one of those other carts, the kind you can lift stuff with. A lift cart? Yeah, so I called out to her, but she just ran off and left it behind. Never had her down as the shy type, but it just goes to show, you never know. Another serving cart, and a lift cart. Is there maybe another tea set, too? Oh, so you're in school too. Okay. You better check on Miss Bout. Oh, Jesus. Stop with the yawning. What time is it for me? It is 2:02 in the afternoon. It's a pretty much a lazy day today. So that's the only reason why I'm yawning. Nothing really happening right now. Alright, let's see here. Time to do some logic! Alright, so we've got 3 pieces here. We have minty fragrance, switch teapots, and the tea smells different. Well, since we know that the teapot... The fountain is looking like a fountain for some reason? You don't say! The fountain does look like a fountain, huh? I suspect the difference in aroma we noticed is due to the teapots having been switched. You do? I can't see what else it could have been. The tea itself hadn't changed. Why don't we ask Miss Bout, just to be sure? Miss Bout, the difference in aroma we noticed. Just saying, it's weird. We noticed. Do you think it could have been because of the different teapot? I suppose so. My cup just now had a subtle minty scent, rather like uva tea. Oh, I just remembered. I made some peppermint tea in that pot only yesterday. That must be where the minty aroma is coming from. Could that really be it? The tea from the teapot Mary switched in from under the cart smelled faintly of mint. Right, Miss Bout says she used that pot to make peppermint tea yesterday. Yes, but there's something else that's been troubling me. Miss Bout seemed more taken aback by the switching of the teapots than the breaking of one. You're right, you'd expect it to be the other way around. I suspect she might have been deliberately hiding the teapot underneath the cart. But why? One of Ubiquitium's key characteristics is its minty fragrance. Bound could go eat a disgusting middle school notebook. Ew! So what if she had been hiding some in that teapot? What? In the teapot? It's simply a possibility, but one worth investigating, I believe. Mr. Winner, any luck finding that Ubiquitium? Huh? Oh! My people are searching the entire gallery, but they haven't found anything yet. And what about you? Don't tell me you know where it came from. I may have an idea. Ha! I knew it! If I can't find it, there's no chance I'm useless. What? You do know where it came from? Yes. Where? Miss Bout's teapot. Wow! Nice piece! I like it! Yeah, this looks like a fitting prize for a natural-born winner. It's not a prize, it's a vital piece of evidence. Oh, it's just evidence. I'll have one of the forensics people check it out. Mr. Edgeworth, is there some sort of problem with my teapot? Possibly. The minty fragrance we noticed coming from it, I think it just might be the scent of one of the chemicals used to make the poison gas. But Mr. Edgeworth, surely you don't think I had anything to do with that? Kill her or kill Bound, bro? I'm afraid I do. The method used to create the gas would have required considerable preparation. Nobody would have had the time or the opportunity to set that up except you. That's not strictly true. It took around a week to get Zodiac Hall ready for the exhibition. There were all kinds of people coming and going through here during that time. Delicia, for one. So you see, I'm not the only person who could have set it up at all. Miss Golden is on our radar too, of course. You needn't worry about that. Edgeworth was worth my hand. What? And besides, I wouldn't know the first thing about making poison gas. So even if you did find some ubiquium in my teapot, I wouldn't have had any idea what to do with it. But I suppose we should see what the test results say first. Miss Bound claims she doesn't know the first thing about making poison gas. I need to find a way to prove that she's lying. Where were you before you rejoined us here, Miss Bound? I had to go and tell our visitors were closed. Oh, and hand out a little something in apology. Was there something you wanted to talk to me about? Yes, a few things, actually. Not least of all, the fact that I think you might be the one who set the poison gas trap. Aren't there 2 servant cards here in the gallery, Miss Bound? Oh, yes, why do you ask? A certain so-called artist showed us this sketch. I couldn't help but notice the color of the tablecloth. It's light blue. Light blue? I'm afraid your friend must be mistaken. I'm afraid Bound needs killing. I only use white tablecloths, freshly laundered and starched. Like the perfect wrinkle-free one on the cart here in the fountain room, right? Exactly. If I saw so much as a blemish, I would replace it right away. Could the color of the tablecloth in the sketch simply be a mistake on Larry's part? Do you have any idea of what you might have been doing when the sketch was drawn? Let me see. I appear to be carrying out my usual duties. I'd like to ask you a little more about these duties, if I may. What exactly were you doing when the sketch was drawn? Because from what I can see, your cart doesn't have a tea set on it. I was delivering some chocolates to the investigating officers. Aw, I'm jealous. I love chocolate. Well, there were a few left over, so here, for you both. I made them myself. I hope you like them. Woohoo! Thanks, Miss Bound. Well, why not? They're a little melted, but I suppose that's because they've been sitting around in her pocket. They're super sweet. I love them. I'm very glad to hear it. They may not be the prettiest, but I'm grateful for the energy boost nonetheless. Beat 'em, okay. So perhaps they could do with a little less sugar. The original ice sculptures melted 18 years ago, correct? How did you manage to recreate them? Oh, you know about what happened back then. In that case, you might also know I took pictures of them during the contest. I commissioned the creation of a set of replicas based on those photographs for this current exhibit. Why go to the trouble of creating replicas? Mr. Frost's Zodiac series was his great unfinished masterwork. I wanted to see it completed at last, or rather, recompleted. It was my fault that the original set melted in the first place, after all. I see. Is there any particular reason why the winter and autumn wings look so similar? Oh. Oh my, you really think they look alike? Perhaps by using those decorations from one and the other by accident? She's clearly lying, and I don't have the evidence to prove it just yet. These police have already removed the body. But why did the body of a victim from 18 years ago turn up in this fountain? And why wasn't it all rotten and stuff? Did it slowly shuffle its way here? Does that remind you that zombies aren't real? It seems likely that the body was preserved somehow. Really? Is that even possible? Hey, Mr. Forensics guy, anything to report?
Yes, ma'am! Traces of both ubiquium and asphyxion have been detected in the fountain.
I'm gonna say they were probably carried here by the stream from the autumn wave.
In addition to those two chemicals, there's also a large amount of sugar. The composition of sugar is being analyzed as we speak.
Sugar in the fountain? Where would it even have come from?
Edward speaking. Sir, it's me!
Is everything alright, Detective?
Everybody's left the winter wing. It's just me in here now. Which means I can tell you what we found out.
You really shouldn't be sharing information about the investigation. Perhaps in the past week or so, I'm not about to stop him now.
The exhibits in here have all completely melted. All that's left in the display cases is some stuff at the bottom. More of it in the Taurus case than the Gemini case, though.
Describe this stuff for me if you can.
Yes, sir! It's like a pale blue liquid. I had the lab run some tests just now. The sample for the Taurus case just had a bunch of sugar in it. What? But the one for the Gemini case had 3 substances in it, which were sugar, salt, and blood. Blood? What are salt and blood doing in the Gemini's case sample? Can't imagine whose blood it could possibly be, but I'll get it tested right away, sir. Please do, Detective. Oh, I also spoke over the radio with the forensics guy working the fountain room. He said he just got word that the sugar they found in the fountain matches the sugar in the pale blue liquid.
I see. That might well prove to be a significant development. Anything else to report, Detective?
Why? Yes, sir. We found one of those light-emitting devices here in the winter wing, too.
There were a few of those being used in the autumn wing, disguising as winter wing, as I recall. It seems that the equipment from 18 years ago is more than just a show. I need to talk to Miss Skull about this.
Anyhow, I better be getting back to it. I'll let you know as soon as we hear from the lab about that blood.
Yes, thank you, Detective. Was that Gummy? Seemed like he had a lot to say. He did, and all of it very useful. If I'm going to prove that Miss Bound's claims about who could have set up the poison gas trap are false, I'll need to talk to a certain somebody else who was here 18 years ago. Meaning you. Miss Scone, I'd like to ask you a few questions if I may. Of course, dear. Fire away. Anything for you, Mousy Smilesy, and dear sweet little Tooth Decay. I'd appreciate it if that was the last time you called me Mousy Smilesy. I'm not a fan of Tooth Decay either. Oh, you'll just have to like it or lump it. I can't change a nickname once I've settled on it. Ugh. Well, I guess we tried. What can you tell us about the various devices used to decorate the gallery's exhibits? There seem to be some pretty specialized items in use. Light-emitting devices, luminous fabrics. Oh, I can tell you all about those theories. After all, I'm the one who gave them to Moody Judy. It's my way of saying sorry after I broke the rules all those years ago. I brought her 4 lovely new salt lamps, and I gave her the 4 pieces of luminous cloth I used for the contest. Wow, that's super generous of you. Well, us girls have to do our best, don't we? Not everybody understands, of course.
That had better not be a dig at me, Delish. I told you how kind I thought that was.
Yes, back when you were a dear, sweet, innocent baby boy. What happened to you, eh? A dear, sweet, innocent baby boy? Mr. Fender? Can't quite picture that, I have to say. So these decorations, they're all the same as the ones you saw 18 years ago, correct?
Yep, salt lamps, glowing fabric, light-emitting doodads, the whole bit.
There were 4 luminous cloths in use in the autumn wing. I'm sure I saw another one somewhere. I'm not lying! Oh, it's in my bag somewhere, I'm sure of it! What is she looking for? That's not it. And that's not it! That cloth looks familiar. Maybe I should jog her memory of something so Miss Stone will tell us more. Okay. You had a piece of fabric like this in your bag, did you not, Miss Stone? Albeit a somewhat grimier one. Grimy? How rude! You won't get people to cooperate with a little investigation like that, young man. Shall I call it a dish towel, then? Perhaps you used it to wipe up some sort of spillage. A spillage, he says! A cheek! That's a piece of highly specialized luminous cloth! Oh, I probably shouldn't have told you that. I think I'd like to know a little more about this highly specialized luminous cloth, if you don't mind. This scone, you're something of a specialist. How might someone learn to make the poison gas that was used in the attack? Any ideas? Well, any pharmacist who's ever handled infesticide ultra would know for a start. After all, it says it right there on the label. Do not mix with products containing ubiquium, ever. What about a layperson? It's unlikely they know, wouldn't you say? I suppose so, yes. Well, nonetheless, they had a nose through the Ultimate Cookbook anyway. Oh. The prize for the contest 18 years ago. A recipe for making infesticide ultra, with that not mixing with ubiquium bit is in there, you know? So you're familiar with the contents of the book? Oh yes, dear. I know it inside out. Because I work for the Tangaroa Group, you see. We're the company behind Cold Killer X. I'm sure you've heard of it. Cold Killer X. Place X missiles are seized with ease, apparently. After Sammy Poople was found guilty, the company took custody of the book. They only grant their most trusted people access to it, of course. Which means the scone is one of these elites, I suppose. Why didn't you want me to know you had a piece of luminous cloth in your bag? Oh, well, I suppose there's no point in hiding it now, is there? You must know I fished it out of the fountain. It was right before they called me into the autumn wing. So Mary's sketching the stone of when she was trying to retrieve the cloth. At first, I thought it was one of the ones I'd given Moody Judy. One of the 4 you gave into the gallery, correct? Exactly. But all 4 were being used in the autumn wing, weren't they? So I realized it must be the one that went missing all those years ago. I'd already had my infesticide ultra pinched and used to make poison gas. If one of my cloths turned out to have been used in some sort of dastardly deed too, well, I was going to look guilty as sin, wasn't I? So I kept it hidden in my bag and hoped for the best. I see. Whew, it does feel good to get it off my chest, though. Stress is no good for the complexion. So the cloth that disappeared 18 years ago, the one that the victim was wrapped in, just happens to reappear in the fountain at the same time as the body.
Hey there, Mother-Noroi. What's the situation with the investigation?
Things are progressing. I think a fuller picture of what happened is beginning to emerge.
Good to hear. I guess I better step up my game too, then.
This case seems to have a lot in common with the incident from 18 years ago.
And how? It's got the lot. Melting statues in the Winter Wing, and even the murder victim's body.
But how did nobody ever figure out that the body had gone missing?
Ross had no family apart from his son. And, well, the kid kind of vanished. Nobody's seen him since around the time of the incident. Gusto's son, too. Him and his best pal from school both just up and disappeared.
What? And they were never found?
Gusto's boy wasn't. Not as far as I heard, anyhow.
Okay, bye.
Guess Frost's kid turned up in the end, though. He collected his inheritance at some point. But yeah, with no family around just after the incident, Frost got no funeral, no nothing. No need for the police to release the body. No need for anybody to find out they didn't have it. They filed their fake autopsy report, and nobody was any the wiser. Well, almost nobody. I still can't believe Mr. Fuck Karma would have stooped so low.
Tell me, Fender, what kind of person is Miss Mal?
Huh? Wait a minute. Don't tell me you've got a thing for her, monster.
I do not.
Chill, I'm just yanking your chain. Anyway, what can I say about Jules? Well, she's a real brave trooper for one. What else do you call someone who waits around for 18 whole years like she has for Samson? Even after his extended family kicked her out of this place.
What? They threw her out?
Yep, Jules wasn't technically part of the family, so there was nothing she could do. She had nothing, nobody, and no job after Samson took the fall. So she had no choice but to take what he taught her and make her own way in showbiz. She's retired from all that now, though.
Yes, why did she retire?
She finally made enough to buy the old place back. She even got the Ultimate Cookbook back from the Tangaroa Group after they basically stole it. Guess this place had everything to do with it was all she ever cared about. So she just wanted it back. All of it.
And there seems very sympathetic in this balance of life. from a less charitable perspective, she has, in a way, taken everything of Mr. Tangaroa's for herself. The Ultimate Cookbook contained instructions on how to create the poison gas, and the current owner of that book is none other than Miss Judy Bout.
No way! You mean?
I'm afraid I do. Miss Bout would have been perfectly capable of setting up the gas trap. Finally, we can prove that she's been lying to us. Why is there a lift cart sitting here out in the open? And somebody must have been moving something heavy. The top of the platform seems to be wet.
You know, I've got a funny feeling I've seen this thing somewhere before.
You mean like 18 years ago?
Yeah, it's all coming back to me now. I last saw it in Frost's room. He must have used it to move the ice sculptures around. It's one of those fancy numbers where you can change not only the platform's height, but even its angle. If you had one of these, you could move giant lumps of ice around, no sweat.
Ooh, just think of the possibilities. I could really use one of these.
Still doesn't explain what it's doing here, though. Bit of a head scratcher, but we should give it a think, yeah?
Indeed. After all, it just might have something to do with our case. And that's that. All that's left now is to await the results of the tests on the teapot. Anywho, with that, I'm going to go ahead and end the live stream here. So, thank y'all for watching, and as always, your host, TheAmariaShadow, saying along, see, and I'll see you for the next adventure. Goodbye, everyone!